What's up, guys? Brad Thomas here with Brian versus the Books, and welcome to the breakdown. Before we get into the show, I want to thank Sleeper Picks. Remember, use promo code GoldBoys for extra money when you first sign up. And thank you to Odd Shopper. Smart bettors shop their lines. Sun's out, guns out. At least that's what Brian's telling me.
Yeah,
He's feeling good. He's looking tan, and he's ready to cash some tickets. My guy, how are you doing?
dude, this would be a fun show because it's kind of funny because I know you're not a big MLB guy like I am, so I like Thursday because it's a smaller slate in the MLB, and we get to kind of dive in. I think we did really well dissecting some of these series for the first round. I know you nailed the Nuggets there. We
Oh,
did
yeah.
talk about, I think beforehand we even said the Sixers Knicks would probably be the best, most competitive series. We kind of got that right, and then the Pacers series got a little messed up just because injuries and everything else going on there. But it looks like Giannis and Dame might play, which would change that game greatly. And I have a play in that, which I would like a lot more if they do play. So we got a lot of stuff going on tonight. So it should be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. We smashed those bets, and thank you for letting me know that I could parlay those series
And
leaders.
thank you for Jokic for having that random 14 assist game because it looked like it was going to be all Giannis. And then, all Giannis. It looked like it was going to be all LeBron. And then he had that one game where he had 14. I was like, all right, we're good. As long as he doesn't get out assisted by 7 in the game 5,
Yep.
we were sitting pretty.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. Let's start with MLB. Listen, you said I haven't been capping it. I had only made one MLB bet this year. I lost
you
it,
win?
and I was like,
Ah,
with
shit.
kid now, the momentum's gone. I don't have time to add an MLB, so I'll let you take the reins, and I'll just smile and nod while you give your plays.
Yeah, I think yesterday I got kind of hosed with Zach Wheeler being so bad with this player performance double. He was one strikeout short. Philly still won, but I'm going back to the player performance double. Nathan Eovaldi, 5 strikeouts and a win, and it's one of those things where the Rangers are minus 200 on the money line. I like his 5.5 strikeouts, but getting plus money on this kind of look, or I think there was a Twitter discussion earlier. Technically, even money, not plus money. It's a whole discussion there. So we're going to go even money for this look. I mean, Eovaldi, he's been striking out guys at a great rate. The Nationals don't strike out at a high rate at all. They're 21st in the league in strikeout rate, but that bottom of the lineup, they have Rosario and Snell who have 24 and 31% strikeout rates against righties. This is a spot where I think he's just going to have such a good game against a weaker offense that the 5 strikeouts should come. He should go 6 innings pretty easily. You get a young pitcher for the Nationals who's been pitching a little well, but after 0 runs, I think the Rangers will come back and they'll score enough runs to give Eovaldi a lead. And if you watch Nathan Eovaldi healthy the last few years in the league, once he gets a lead there, he's so comfortable. He throws a lot of strikes, and I do think he won't, light up for 8 strikeouts like he has done sometimes this year. But he has done very well with missing bats. So I think there's enough strikeout targets here to get 5.
Awesome. You have any more plays in MLB?
That's the only one I have. It's a really bad slate. The only one I would say is I kind of like the Orioles to score runs on Carlos Rendon. I just couldn't figure out a way to do it. Their first 5 was 1.5 minus 160, and that's just a lot of juice to pay for anything in MLB. But also, I like to sometimes parlay those with the. I think last year on the show we did a lot the no wins, like to add the juice
Yeah.
reducer. And the only no win I saw was in that Nationals game, and I just can't have 2 plays that rely on one team to win, if that makes sense, because that means you're
Yeah, no,
down
that makes
2
total sense.
units. That means if you nail one read, but the other read's wrong, you're down 2 units, tying it to one team. That in the MLB,
Yep.
I think it's really tough to do that, just because there's so much variance. The best teams in the league can get outscored 7-0 at any point.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. I do think it's funny. I bet on the Tigers preseason to win their division. I think they're doing pretty good. I hope they're leading. I'm not even going to check it until the end of the season. Not going to hedge it. Just going to let it go. Let me talk about my soccer before we get into the NBA because I feel like the NBA is going to
Yeah,
be
go for
the
it.
heaviest we got. Today we have Europa and we have Europa Conference League. So we'll start in Europa Conference League. We have Aston Villa Villa. Excuse me, it's not Hispanic. Aston Villa versus Olympiacos. I'm taking 2 plays in this game. I actually took 3. That I took Aston Villa corner spread minus 2.5 for 1 unit. So this one is funny because when you think about this matchup, you wonder how Olympiacos is going to play. Are they going to sit deep, or are they going to try to bring the game to Aston Villa? I think it's going to be the first one. They're going to sit back deep. If you remember that game against Fenerbahce, Fenerbahce had like 68% of the possession. They won the corner handicap, and I think that's what Villa's going to do. Aston Villa is in a top 4 race with Tottenham, which means they want to get this tie done and dusted. So if they go up big in this first leg, then they can rest their guys in the second leg. I also took them to win the first half corner handicap at -1.5. That's even money. The chances of hitting this are a lot slimmer, just because there's so much like small variance that can happen, where you just get one corner and you're screwed. But at plus money in a coin flip, I'll absolutely take that. And then this kind of correlates what I said. I think they're going to win this tie. They're going to try to put it to bed. So I took them -1.25 at -119. I think they win this by 2 or 3. Unai Emery's goal, win this by 3, win it 3-1, 3-0. Then you could, if you win it 3-0, you can rest your starters in Greece and then really focus on getting top 4. Thanks for that, Justin, Todd, and shout out to everyone who's in the chat. If you're watching the show, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe and comment, because we'll be interacting all day. Thank you, Justice Todd. Brian, I know you don't have any soccer bets, so
I'm
let's do
surprised you
some
don't know
NBA.
that. What if I cap football all day and you just didn't know? No, I have no. Like I know it's the biggest sport in the world. I played it when I was like 5, so I do go way back in the sport. But it's not my cup of tea.
It's a difficult sport to handicap. I just kind of stumbled into betting it. Like when I got into soccer betting, I was like didn't even know much about it, and then I started really understanding like tactics. And I think it helped
Yeah,
that I wasn't a big soccer player when I first started, and I was like tactics really got me there. And then when I started working for NBC, um, I was only a soccer handicapper at first,
yeah.
so that's kind of like
And then in the chat too, so that's what's in the cup. It's sadly just water. But I know I talked to Brad about this last year because we used to have the Thursday shows every year last year, just
yeah.
us. And in the summer, like my where I live, we have like the pool complex out in the outside. So there is times where I have these Thursday shows. I wake up at 6 a.m., get all my work done pretty much early, and it gets really tempting just to go by the pool by like 2 and crack open something, especially with the Sixers on. So we'll see how that goes later if I get some other work done, because as fun as this stuff is, I actually have real jobs you could do as well. So we'll see. Maybe by 2, because the Sixers play late at 9, so that gives me a lot of time in between this show and 9 to maybe get into something with people.
I thought your comment said it's salty water, and I was like,
No,
"What
it's
the hell? This dude is in total beach mode. He's drinking salty water right
dude.
now."
If I'm drinking salt water, I should be arrested if that's the case.
Let's get into the NBA, man. We have what 2 games today? Milwaukee Bucks at the Indianapolis. Indianapolis.
You're doing so well.
I was about to say the Colts against the Pacers. Oh my God, football's on my brain. And then the Knicks at the 76ers. We'll start with the Bucks game. This line's moving back and forth.
It's right
It
now. It's at
dropped to
5.
5. Now it's going back. Now it's on its way back up. It's at 5.5. Do you have any plays for this game?
Yeah, it's back too, because I was hoping that for the show it wouldn't be all locked still. So I did take this is like hard for me to take, but at the same time, I like it if they play as well. This is a closeout game for the Bucks, and I mean for the Bucks, for the Pacers. So I did take Tyrese Halliburton over 17.5 points. So you get the Pacers at home, apparently in Indianapolis, according to Brad. And I mean, he's gone over this in 2 of the home games. He's not particularly better at home, but like I said, this is a game that they can win the series. And you just got to assume Halliburton against a defense this soft. Like, they're not really playing him super aggressively. He just hasn't been hitting his shots. I know he has a back injury, he has some other stuff, but it just feels like a gamer at home finally gets a chance to win it for the Pacers to like advance. It's less of a numbers thing. It's more of a just
Yeah.
at this point you gotta trust that your like all-star Halliburton comes out there and at least tries. I mean, that one game in overtime, he shot 1 for 12 from 3. Hopefully, I get like a 3 for 10 game. But yeah, I just think against a team that is so bad in the PNR, he scores 40% of his points in the PNR sets. You just got to think the variance comes back, right? Like, he can't just keep
Yeah.
scoring 12 points. I mean, he had 24 2 games ago. Last game, he shit the bed. You got to assume the volume's there, and he doesn't just like, he's not complacent taking 10 shots. I would imagine he takes 18 or so shots tonight.
Yeah, it's funny. The series price was plus 550 for Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Now it's off the board. Let's see if they put the series price back in
I have a question. Do you think there's still a value of even at 5-1, down 3-1, even if Dame and Giannis come back? How healthy are they? Are they really good enough to win 3 games?
I think that there's value. There no wait, yeah, I think there's value because if you take 5-1, right, and they play the whole game, you have to imagine they're going to be favorites at home,
Yeah.
and you're going to be you can bet the other side and guarantee at least three profits of profit.
I wouldn't be surprised if they slice that series prop to like 4-1 or 350-1. Something like that makes you start thinking, okay, that's a lot to win a 3 game parlay on the this team.
5-1 is probably be like the lowest I'd play because at 5-1 they can even be minus the Pacers could even be favorites to win the game at -150, and I could still rack up three positive units.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see. You have to assume you don't want to say have to assume, but at least try to go out there, right? I mean, this is a gentleman's sweep on the table. You got to think that two guys like this at least try to suit up and do everything possible to do so. Not
Yeah,
saying that they're like super healthy, but at the same time, it's just one of those things where if you played sports like, at any point in your life, you get it. It's sometimes you don't really think about your body as much as you think about your team and everything else. It's not the smartest group of people sometimes with athletes, but you sometimes do put the bigger thing on the table there, which is just any way possible to play.
that's facts. Like it would like it would have to be they would have to tell me like if I were one of these players in the medical staff would be like you can't risk more injury. It's just a pain thing. I'd be out there
Yeah,
in a heartbeat.
yeah. I mean, I once had a tournament in Bermuda and I played with a broken foot because it was my only chance to play in Bermuda on the grass. So I was like, I gotta
Yeah.
play. So I taped up a broken foot. So sometimes you're just stupid.
Yeah, something just stupid. Let's get into the next game. The last game was nuts, right? Tyrese Maxey
Wild.
making that three, and I had player props that needed overtime in the worst way, and I'm like, when the second Tyrese Maxey pulled up in that Knicks game, I was like, "There's no way he's taking this. Don't shoot it, buckets."
I'll say this:
And
I was the opposite. Not saying it was the best shot, but I was talking about this. Remember when Dame hit the shot over Paul George, and it was like, and Paul George like it was a bad shot. He's
yeah,
objectively right. He made him step back. To give a guy that's 4 for 4 from three in that quarter or whatever a step in three is so crazy. Like to step into a three is just like a rhythm three like that. I don't care how far it is. It's a huge difference if you're allowing someone to get into their spot. And Tyrese Maxey dictated where he wanted to shoot. So I'm surprised the Knicks, as good as they are defensively, A, let that happen, or B, didn't, stop it before it even came to that. So, but shout out to Tyrese Maxey. That was an awesome game. That was one of those things where even if you're not a fan of either team, how do you not love a game like that? That was just electric.
yeah, I was so deep on player props that all were one away. The only one I didn't hit was Jalen Brunson rebounds and assists. But like, I mean, I hit like Oubre points. Like, I can't even remember off the top of my head, but I hit like three guys, and I went so deep in that game. Never should have done that. But I like
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson to score 35 plus points. I didn't give it out yet because I need to shop the line, but
Right now it's 33.5 on FanDuel at plus money. I don't know if that's the best line, but 33.5 at plus money is not bad.
yeah, I was thinking 33, 35 because it was plus
Yeah.
115. I don't know
Yeah.
what the 33 and a half. I like that as well. But like, we just have to like just call a spade a spade. The dude's taking 30 shots a game, 32
Did,
in the overtime, 34 in the game before that, 27, 29, 26. He
I'll
and
shop it right now for you.
yeah, thanks.
Let me
I think
see.
that just the amount of volume he's shooting and the efficiency is actually not that bad. Like he's shooting close to what 50, so it averages about
Yeah.
46, 40. Quick math, 39, 41%.
A lot.
Yeah, 41%. They
Like a
normally
lot.
have it right here, all total it out, but they didn't total it out for me for some reason. Oh, I have to press this button. Let's see how close I was. I said 46. What is it? 40. Oh my God, 45.8, dude.
Oh, that was deathly close. So on the
Oh no, I was way off.
oh, you were way off.
Oh, I was way off. Never mind. It was 42. Oh, damn.
I was gonna say was looking at the lines, it's minus 110 for 35 plus on DraftKings. FanDuel has plus 125. So if you do believe in the E plus EV betting, you get plus 125 for a line that most books have at minus 110. So that there is definitely value there. And I was gonna say, did you see his usage rate in overtime? Did you happen to see that stat?
No, but I
I,
watched the game.
I'll let you. Can you guess what his usage rate in overtime was?
No, tell me, tell me, tell me.
No, I want you to guess,
I
and then
don't
I'll
know.
tell
I don't
you.
know.
You could do. You had to guess. I'm not going to tell you. Just get one guess. Like you watched the game. What do you think his usage rate was?
Had been like, I don't know, 75%.
Dude, it was 83%. That is like unreal. Like 83. I think what was Joel Embiid when he was scoring 36? He was at 42.
Yeah.
Like the double that, that's crazy. I think OG Anunoby touched the ball 0 times in overtime.
I'm trying to
So
remember who scored for the Knicks in overtime.
I think it was just Brunson and then like
Yeah,
maybe Brunson.
I remember I told you I was on his points and I mean it was on his
he
assists and
cooked
rebounds.
uh he cooked Batum on that 1-3 to make it within 2 again. So I think it was a lot of Brunson.
Yeah, because I was like, pass the ball, pass the ball, pass the ball. Oh, he's taking another shot.
Yeah. 83% usage rate. So I do think it's kind of funny. This is a series where it's been such a fun series, but it is Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Jalen Brunson. It's those three. Like I think there's only 200 points scored by the Sixers that aren't those two, and
Yeah.
there's like 500 some in the game. So if you saw the stat, the leading scorers in the first quarter in this entire playoffs is Joel Embiid. Second quarter is Anthony Davis. Third was Joel Embiid. Fourth is Maxey. So it's like weird like that. Like it just you have three guys scoring all the points.
Yeah. That this series has been fun because like there's legitimate star power.
Oh yeah, it's nice to see Maxey getting the recognition like he deserves, if that makes sense. And I saw a good argument about Tyrese Maxey with I think are you on the camp? Were you mad that he won Most Improved? I was
I
indifferent.
bet on him, so no.
Yeah, okay. So
But
I get why people are saying that, but like I'll say this: at the start of the season, there was talks about like Tyler Hero or Tyrese Maxey. So I feel like that's where the Most Improved comes into play. Where now people are talking about can he be a face of the league in 2 years? Like so, I think there's different levels to Most Improved, and I think they can't go unnoticed. That before the season started, there was all this trade talks, and it was like, there was legit conversations like, would you rather have Tyler Hero or Tyrese Maxey? And now you're talking about Tyrese Maxey is a stud. So I think there's like levels to that.
I think that like I do get it as unfair, like where people are saying like for a guy like Colby White, like he definitely improved more than Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
But Tyrese Maxey became the man, especially became the man when Embiid went down. You can't just ignore that.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. So do you so besides Brunson, do you have anything else in this game that you locked in?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I think I told you this before, but it's still minus 120 on ESPN bet. I did take Joel Embiid over 7.5 first quarter points. And I hate the first quarter point market, but he's officially locked in for that full quarter again. Like there was sometimes coming back from injury where he didn't play the full quarter, but
Yeah.
now it looks like they're definitely running that back where he's going to play 11 minutes. And I just think he came out last game and he looked awful. Like I think people discourage the fact that I'm a Sixers fan and I can't be a realistic fan. Dude, he
Yeah.
looked like dog shit. Like he looked so bad. I don't know if it's the migraine, the Bell's palsy. I don't know what it is, but dude, he was missing shots I've seen him make 100% of the time. I wonder if it's the fact he didn't have shoot around. Maybe there's something there, but you give me a 7.5 line. This is usually what 10.5, 9.5. If it's like any other game, and
Yeah.
he gets to come home. You get Scott Foster at the ref. Maybe he gets bailed out a few with those Scott Foster extender calls, but I just think at home, I don't see there's a way where he comes out and he shoots like 1 for 6 again. I think he's got to just like trust that he is, the reigning MVP and just like go to the basket. Like don't sit 20 feet from the hoop and take contested jumpers when you don't have to. So I just think he's going to start off this game, really hot. I don't know if he scores 30 because like, we see how tired he gets and he's finally comfortable just letting Tyrese Maxey cook at the end of the games, which is fine. So I do want to attack the first quarter line where I just think, like I said, this was 9.5, like minus 150 last game. So I get a full basket lower and he gets him at home. And there is a difference, even if there's a bunch of Knicks fans, being at home compared to being at Madison Square Garden is a lot different of an atmosphere.
I bet him last game over 9.5 first quarter.
He looked terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, I was pissed. But he started cooking late in the end of the period though.
Yeah.
I was so pissed.
Like I said, this is when I just live with it. I'll get clowned if it loses, but 8.5, like it's 8 points. I mean, that's two buckets and a trip to the line. Like he's gonna
Yeah.
play 11 minutes. Like if I lose it, I lose it. But I just don't. I just don't see how I can pass up a not juiced 7.5 for this game.
Yeah, I like that. Tomorrow's games. Let's just touch on them quickly before we
Yeah,
depart.
let's do that.
I don't like obviously don't have any props. I just want to get your thoughts on pick a winner. Cavs, Magic.
Give me the Magic, and I just think give me another 7-game series, and that's solely because, dude, what's up with the Cavs? They go into Orlando and they forget how to play basketball. It's wild. They
It's
went what
funny.
14 minutes scoring like 3 points that one game. It was like a 96-3 run. It felt like. I mean, I
Dude.
had Evan Mobley. That was the day I had Evan Mobley props. You remember I
Yeah.
barely won that, and I was like, oh, he has 12 points at half. Surely he gets a bucket in the second half. And then the third quarter, they scored like 9 points, and I was like, is anyone gonna score? Like, not even just him.
I think I talked about this. I don't know if I talked about it on this show or another one, but I talked about how in Orlando they got away from the 2-man game and that
Yeah.
really cost them. Well, in their last game, they got away from it until 3 minutes left in the game. They almost cost them again for a third straight game. It's like,
Yeah.
why are they doing so much ISO? Like Orlando would prefer ISO because they
I
can
mean,
use
they
their
got the
length.
size matchups on a lot of those guards.
Yeah. Gary Harris did suck for Orlando going down. I think he's going to be out this game. So it's going to be interesting who's going to cover Darius Garland.
I guess it also depends on how Jared Allen's feeling.
Yep, banged
yeah.
ribs.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of question marks. I
Portland's
think the Magic win. I
24.5.
think this goes 7. I think the Magic probably win this series. Like if I were to pick a team, I know the team who loses game 5 only goes on to win like freaking 30%, but I just don't buy this Cavs team. Like they're not good.
I just think it's like after the first 2 games, it looked like the Magic was like dead in the water. And I think the last 3 games have shown that they're a lot closer than the first 2 games indicated. Like they play very similar styles of basketball. They're not going to score like 140 points on you. They're not going to, drop like 63s on you like the Heat did in game 2. They're just going to play slow defensive basketball, and a lot of times momentum and home court has a lot of advantages in those kind of games where you can just kind of play down to the the nitty-gritty part of the game. And the Magic have been doing great with that, and they haven't even been close games when they're at home.
Yeah, it's shit, I had something that I was going to say about that. If the Magic can shoot threes, like if they have one good shooting 3 performance, it's like over for Cleveland because that's how bad the Magic are at shooting threes.
Yeah. No, I'm with that. And then the other game, Clippers Mavericks. What are your thoughts there? Is it over?
It's over. It's over. I bet on the Clippers at the beginning of the year like a freaking idiot. I'm just ready to burn that ticket. I hope that Hard Rock is one of those people who once the bet's done, once
they don't let it sit there,
they take it out because I'm tired of seeing it.
Yeah, I think Mavericks are 7.5. Luka looked pretty healthy for a guy with the knee issues and sickness yesterday. I mean, he scored 35 on 14 for 26. He just looked.
Yep.
His 3 didn't fall, but it's funny. Luka, kind of in that second half, he hit 2 threes, I think, but he was just scoring wherever he wanted to after his 3 wasn't falling. So I just think, I think Russell Westbrook is shooting I think I saw he shot April 32nd, someone said, in like the last 3 games. He's like 4 for 32 or something like that. Something crazy. Like it's just that Clippers team is just kind of spiraling. So I just think it's a lot to ask them to go into Dallas and fight for your life. It's weird. I almost think I might like the Clippers if it goes to 7, just because they might get that momentum where they might figure it out. But I just don't see it happening.
Yeah,
I think the Mavs are just. I mean, yesterday, what was it? It was the same thing as the Magic game. Third quarter was like, okay, it's kind of getting out of hand, and then you go get a snack and you come back and it's like 79-52, and you're like, holy shit, what just happened?
Yeah, I stopped watching that game. I put on the hockey game. I was like, yeah, I'm over this BS.
Yeah, I was only watching because I needed Luka to have 2 rebounds in the second half. He had 1, and I was pissed off. I needed 8, so it really made me sad. And I was like, how is he not rebounding on a team shooting 30%? So that was a whole other thing. But
I was pissed that I didn't take Zubac. I took well, I did take Zubac, but this is really degenerate behavior. I took his alt line for minus 198 or minus 200 because I just thought he was gonna hit that for sure. So I only could put 1 unit to win half a unit on it. And like I was like, why didn't I just take his baseline? What the frick was I doing?
No, yeah, he had 15, I think. So he looked good.
Yep.
It's he's been the only guy really to show up consistently for this
The
Clippers team. I
only
mean,
guy.
I'll say this: everyone's talking about Joel Embiid hate this. Like, the media loves to hate Joel Embiid, but dude, you watched James Harden again? Was he 7-4-7 yesterday? Like, it's tough to win when you have guys shooting like tour dates. It
Yep.
really is. So, I think it's gonna be really tough for the Clippers to go on the road and lock up a win against a team that's healthier and just better. I think the Mavs aren't getting. I think the Mavs aren't getting the love they used to, because it used to just be Luka hero ball, but now they play a lot more, sound as a team. So they just looked a lot better. Like, I mean, they won by 30, so of course it looked a lot better.
Yep. All right. Well, let's send this to a quick commercial break before we get back to get our final thoughts on the Nuggets series and then get you guys out of here. What's up, lovers? We are back at it again. Commercial break wasn't too long, hopefully. Let's talk about this Nuggets series because I just want to see if there's any like series prices that you want to play or any props. Just to be transparent, I had texted Will and I was like, when the Nuggets win their series, what is going to be the series price?
Yeah,
And I thought it was going to be around minus 200 as well. It's minus 210 for the Nuggets, plus 170 for the Timberwolves. I have a Timberwolves to win the West ticket.
I said this. It's got to be. I think it's T-Wolves or nothing for the Nuggets. Like, if
Yep.
if if, if a team is going to beat them, I think they match up the best.
Yes.
I mean, you just like they just have like the thing with the Timberwolves is they're kind of very similar to the Nuggets in the regards of, you have a guy that can just go out there and win you a game, like Anthony Edwards, which is kind of like Jamal Murray, how he's just kind of willed some games. But then like Rudy Gobert has his hands full with Jokic, but they're going to be able to play straight up on Jokic. They're not going to have to double him at all. They're going to be able to play straight up and make him make passes, and they just have a lot of defenders. Like, look at Nas Reed or like Vanderbilt, like all these other guys they have. I guess if anyone's going to beat this team, I think it's got to be this thing. Not saying I'm rooting against the Nuggets like actively. I just think if anyone's going to stop them from going back to back, I think it's the Timberwolves to kind of make it hard on them.
I like over 5.5 games in that series.
Yeah, what's the odds on that?
Minus 160. I'll lay the juice on it
It's not
because
bad. I mean, you just need to go 6. That's crazy.
just win your first 2 games at home. Each team wins their first 2 games at home, and you're balling. I think the only thing they have right now, they have series pricing out for points. Jokic is the favorite, minus 105. Edwards plus 150. Murray plus 400. Towns 20-1. Threes, Porter, Murray, then Edwards, Conley. Rebounds, they don't have. Assists,
Rebounds on FanDuel is minus 110 for Jokic, plus 105 for Gobert.
oh, that's an interesting one.
That's tough because that's almost like tempting for the plus money, just because I think it is
Yeah,
a coin flip, but it's not plus money enough. I feel like
no, like plus.
the thing
I
that
think
sucks
it's
about
plus
Jokic is that
175.
he can always have like a 20 rebound game, but then again, so can Gobert. So
Yep.
Rudy Gobert just has that that instinct ability sometimes to find the ball.
And bigs are pretty good at rebounding against Jokic, so that kind of helps a little
Yeah,
bit.
most threes. It's Porter at plus 170, Edwards at plus 270, and then Murray at plus 170. I mean plus 270. So 170, 270, 270. So they
Yeah,
give Porter the green light there for the favorite in threes.
yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. I
He's
mean,
shooting the
honestly,
ball well, and I haven't
is there
said that in a while for him, but he's
any
playing with a ton of
value
confidence from beyond the
any
perimeter.
value in Edwards to lead in the series in points plus 170?
Bro,
The
I think
favorite
it's what's it
the
on
favorite's
DraftKings?
Jokic.
Yeah, it's better there. Yeah, I don't hate Edwards.
Yeah, I think it's just tough because we kind of talked about with the Nuggets. They have so many guys that can come up big. I mean, there's really only one guy that can take over a game for the T Wolves. I mean, Cat can get hot from three, but if I need a guy to score 40, there's one guy. If I need a guy to score 40 on the Nuggets, I can probably name like two or three guys.
Yeah. I think it's funny. We think about this, right? Who would have thought Bankero would have been the leader in points for the
Yeah,
Cavs
he's been
series?
cooking. He's at 25 a game.
Yeah, um, Mitchell had a couple games where he barely scored in the second half. I think we dusted that one off. Do you want to sign us out here?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, as always, we're here. Actually, do you want to do a quick recap? Let's do a quick
Oh shoot, yeah,
recap. Yeah.
recap. I
So you
always
recap.
forget to recap. You go first.
All right. So I am on Nathan Eovaldi at 230. He's got a game, 5 strikeouts and a win. And then for the NBA, I'm taking Tyrese Halliburton over 17.5 points, and also Joel Embiid over 7.5 first quarter points. The first two on DraftKings. That one is on ESPN.
Hold on.
And then Brad, you want to go?
Yeah, I'm
That's the
pulling
only
mine up.
three I have. No, yeah, I'm making sure you got yours.
Aston Villa minus 2.5 corner spread against Olympiacos. Aston Villa minus 1.5 first half corner spread. Aston Villa minus 1.25. I also put a little on Jalen Brunson, 2035 plus, but I'll post that on my channel once I get a little more ability to shop it. But sign us out, bro. This has been fun.
Yeah, I mean, this should be a good slate. I'm so confident Joel Embiid will score 7.5, over 7.5 points. If he doesn't, I'll dye my hair like Brad Blue at this point. No, I'm not allowed to do that. But as always, we appreciate everyone here. I'm actually enjoying the show. It's me and Brad every Thursday at noon. The breakdown. We appreciate Odd Shopper. We appreciate Sleeper Picks, and we appreciate all you guys that come in and watch the Gold Boys Network here. And we'll see you guys next week.